Before I go in, right?
What up? Peace, family.
Funny that he ran to Greece. Because as I've been saying for years, and I did a whole lecture on it on my website, youngpharoah.net, Greece is the home and origins of homosexuality and pedophilia. Okay? That is why over there today in Greece, pedophilia is not considered a crime. It's considered a mental disorder. Eligible of disability benefits via the government. So if you're a pedophile in Greece, you can get financially aided by the government for having a disability. So it would be convenient for a pedophile to run there, back home to to Zaddy land. But with that being said, let me jump right in. First of all, why would the prime minister or the head of Greece allow some?
Was peace family, whatchamacallit? That's a inside joke. Shout out to Young Pharaoh. I know we said this before, but shout out to Young Pharaoh, who's waking the people up. He's educating. He's the very embodiment of going above and beyond his responsibility to the community. When I say each one teach one, we got to get back into the mode of learning something every day, teaching something every day. This is what we need to do. Keep the oral tradition alive. Okay? Instead of just regurgitating the talking points that we've heard on ideologies that we are not really, that don't really interest us. Go ahead, young lady. Yes. I'm sure you've got a ton on your plate. I would like you to go first. Thank you. So yeah. The title of this video that I'm watching is Tom Hanks becomes Greece citizen following child abuse accusations. Keep in mind, Young Pharaoh, he's black, melanated man, if you can't tell. Okay, shout outs out to him, just got off his paperwork, so he's not on probation no more. Whoop, 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 whoop. That paperwork holds us back. My people, sidebar. You motherfuckers bring up statistics about violence, black on black crime, violent convictions, and things like that. Let me tell you why you get two of these from me. The corrupt system, that same system that enabled judges to sell young black youths to detention centers, to private prisons, that same system that is counting. Oh, these numbers came from the DOJ, the Department of Justice. How do you think they got those numbers? You think all those convictions were justified? If you do, have several seats in all the pews. Okay? What do you know about the cash bail system? What do you know about plea bargaining? What do you know about 3 strikes? What do you know about interrogation rooms? Men lie. Women lie. Statistics will say anything you want them to. Statistics is a great tool for a liar. So be gone with your nonsense about statistics when it comes to criminality in this country. Be gone. Back to Tom Hanks. So he's asking correctly, why is it that the Prime Minister of Greece would extend such courtesies? Let's find out.
Someone into his country who's being accused as a pedophile in another country. Because what you would do is you would be endangering the children of your country if these accusations are true. So that just goes to show you right there, it's some pedophile things going on in Greece. Which doesn't surprise me because there's been some pedophile things going on in Greece for 3,000 years now with those particular people.
Oh my.
Now, why is this important? Even more,
Other
right?
reasons.
Tom Hanks running to Greece. A lot of y'all might feel like, yes, get out of our country. No. I'm gonna tell you why Tom Hanks running to Greece is such a bad dagger in the chest of this country. Okay, two things.
Tell me, teach me, Pharoah.
If we allow Tom Hanks to run to Greece, right? Because they saying there's no extradition, there's no extraditional treaties between the U.S. and Greece, so they don't have to give Tom Hanks back. I don't give a damn what it is. We bomb people for less. If we allow Tom Hanks to run to Greece, what does that say about any and every criminal, let alone a pedophile, in this country as far as getting away with their crimes? So I just want to highlight what we're accusing Tom Hanks of. We're not just accusing Tom Hanks of watching kiddie porn or something. We're accusing Tom Hanks of murdering children.
What?
Torturing children.
What?
Raping children.
Beg your pardon?
And all kind of other sick, weird, nasty crimes.
I'm not aware of this.
And disgusting, heinous crimes.
I've heard
that
rumors.
you can do to a person, let alone a child.
I'm not aware of these.
How was Tom Hanks able to just go to the goddamn airport? Blows me. How was he able to go to the airport? Why wasn't the FBI on his body?
That's a good question.
Dave, and here's my thing, right? About why Tom Hanks goes to Greece upsets me so much. And this is my higher perspective channel, so I try to remain, in my fifth, sixth, and seventh chakras, my higher self, as much as possible.
Sure does.
So I'm not gonna really, draw on energy from the warrior aspect of myself, which is my lower self.
And I know for a fact, because I tried to share this information. I tried to help young Pharaoh disseminate his message. And there's a very clear distinction from people who respond to this type of energy versus the people who will respond to, positively or negatively, to the warrior spirit that he just referred to. Man, this is so on time for me and myself and I. Wow, if you only knew. So he's got 3 channels. Young Pharaoh, that's like his main channel, and he goes in. I mean, lectures, 3-hour-long lectures, PowerPoints, research, receipts, as he called it. Now look, if you go watch one of these, and you see something misspelled, or you hear something that is not pronounced correctly according to your education, and then because of that, you dismiss all of the truth, all of the facts, all of the insights that he gave you for 3 hours, you could have 2 of these too. Okay? Did you understand what the word said? Did you understand what he meant? Then be quiet. Okay? Not everybody's a spelling bee champion. Not everybody's a college graduate. But everybody has the ability, opportunity to pursue a higher degree of understanding, a better, more in tune power of discernment when it comes to, decoding what is being presented you versus what is actually happening. Okay? So yeah, a lot of people is not ready for regular, unfiltered, candid young Pharaoh. But I encourage you to check it out. He also has Unpolitically Correct, which is more of a podcast format, where he will break down a topic. He's got evergreen stuff, he's got topical stuff. I just discovered him since COVID, but he's been doing this for 5+ years. Incredible, knowledgeable, and insightful, wise, spiritually connected young man. And I have no problems admitting that in this stage of life, I'm 38 years old, I have 2 children, and I seem to be learning the most. Like 80% of the uplifting, life-changing, positive knowledge that I've been receiving and downloading has been coming from people younger than me. No problem admitting that. Age is nothing but a number. Wisdom is not always tied to years on the earth. So, young Pharaoh, Unpolitically Correct, high perspective. We're on the higher perspective, and these are more bite-sized chunks. This is a 19-minute video that's going to break down anybody that's deep state. Did you feel something when I said that? When I said deep state? Anybody who's looking into what's going on behind the scenes, I guess, so gross. Conspiracy theorists, when really it's just hypotheses that run counter to the mainstream narrative. Fix the verbiage on that. Anybody who's looking behind the curtain is seeing and hearing indictments, sealed, unsealed, accusations of heinous crimes. The whole Epstein storyline, Ghislaine Maxwell, all of that. Now, sort of, kind of, we're catching a glimpse. By me, I mean the zeitgeist, the mainstream media narrative, is catching wind of what's going on, and it's to the point where they have to report on it. They even did that thing on Netflix. Was it Dirty Money? What was it called? It was like a little docu-series. I tried to watch it. It was very poorly disguised propaganda. And the time, anyway, to some degree. Most of these things, there's an element of truth, element of lies, element of misinformation, disinformation. That's why the discernment is so key. I think most polite conversations would avoid topics like this. I think most she's funny. The Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein and his Pleasure Island, that the place that he had in Florida that was allegedly the location of these, let's say, alleged atrocities. Man, YouTube, y'all garbage. Got me over here tripping over my tongue, trying not to get censored and banned. But I think most people are aware that there is a flight log, and that a lot of people that we would rather not be associated with Jeffrey Epstein, in fact, are and have been, and can't imagine that they would be forthright about the nature of their relationship and connection, okay? So, as far as big name celebrities that we all know and are familiar with, I would say that, I wanted some shade, that Tom Hanks is probably very near the top of the list, right? So you got Bill Clinton, right? Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump's name surfaces. We'll get into that later, another time perhaps. There's a whole bunch, a whole bunch of people. So it would seem that Tom Hanks and his wife, Rita Wilson, are in the thick of it. I've heard a lot of what I would consider rumors and speculations that I tend to not speak on, because if I can't substantiate it, why would I propagate something that I'm not sure of? I'm not a meme, GIF sharer like that. I have in the past. I've done it, and I've seen the damage it can cause, the panic it can cause. So I really do try to only speak on things that I have either firsthand knowledge of or multiple sources of confirmation. And with that being said, family, let's man, I was supposed to be freestyling and venting, but you know what?
I'm gonna stay in my essential self, but I gotta say what I need to say, as I always do.
Say it.
Just in the most highest level of articulation I can say it.
Respect.
You know what Tom Hanks running to ancient Greece says to the world? That we don't like black people so much, and we hate black people so much, not because we've ever did anything to anybody, but because we were so great and we were so advanced when people found us. And the envy and the jealousy of black people has reached such a volcanic state that the world subconsciously agrees that there is nothing worse and there is no bigger crime in this world than just simply being black.
Yikes.
Why do I say that? Because you can rape kids, murder kids. I'm going to say allegedly, but you know what it is. You can be a Satanist. You can commit treason against this country with China. You can commit some of the worst crimes according to the United States Constitution and simply get up, walk to the airport, and leave. And nobody stops you because you're white.
And you have the means.
But yeah, you can be black and be gunned down for reaching for your license. You can be gunned down because the police had a warrant for the wrong damn house. So what Tom Hanks going to Greece lets us know is that there is no race of people that will ever care about black people but us. And we must come together now. Not for hateful purposes, but for love.
I know how that last comment could be taken by some viewers. No one's going to care about black people. Well, what about BLM? What about the protests and all the allies and the wall of moms and all of that? Right? Wouldn't that be evidence to the contrary, young Pharaoh, that shows that people do care? Maybe we need to unpack that too. Maybe people don't know exactly what it is they're fighting for. A pawn doesn't necessarily know it's a pawn. You dig? Anyway, I don't want you to get caught up on that. You gotta learn to take what you need and leave what's gonna get you mixed up, get you messed up. Discernment, judgment. It all boils down to that. I'm not sure how far I'm gonna go with this, but I would love to spit some bars.
Purposes. Because we live in a world where you can be a satanic Hollywood pedophile and you still get more leeway. You still get more freedom with law enforcement than a law-abiding black citizen. That's what this tells me. That's what this tells me. That it doesn't matter what you do in this world. As long as you're not black when you're doing it, you're okay. That's just blatantly what this says. Because all of the evidence is there. And I don't want nobody talking to me about no due process, no warrant, or none of that. Because y'all done sent plenty of black people to jail without due process, without warrant, and 80% of the people don't even be guilty of the crime. Okay? You want to talk about why there ain't no black men in the home? How many black men got locked up in the 60s and the 70s who weren't doing anything? How many black men got 10, 15, 20-year bids for walking into a white-only restaurant trying to get a goddamn coffee and get trumped up, resisting arrest or assault charges by police, and now you gone for 10, 15 years for trying to get a damn coffee? So most of the men in my community that are not actively committing crimes still are getting football numbers thrown at them by trumped up charges from racist police because...
Football numbers. That is a term. You know how in basketball, if you make a shot, you get 2 points. If you make a free throw, you get 1 point. Make a three-pointer, you get 3 points. Well, in football, yeah, you could get a safety, you could get a field goal, but the most common way to score is a touchdown worth 6, 7 points. So what he's saying here when he uses that term, getting football numbers, getting 7 years for things that they should not be getting, a minimum, right? That's just I wanted y'all to understand what he meant when he said that. Football numbers. Football numbers. Can you imagine being locked in a cage for 7 or more years and not... Everybody does wrong from time to time. But what he's saying is, like, 80% of the people that are in this situation, the punishment did not fit the crime, or there was no crime, or they were more or less entrapped into committing a crime, such as being the victim of a excessive force from an officer, which would naturally, fight or flight, make you resist to protect yourself. And then, bam, you have assaulting an officer charge on your record, and now you're doing football numbers. Rikers Island, one of the most notoriously violent, dangerous, and deadly prisons in all of America. That's what he's talking about. So when people talk about systemic racism, I'm not too interested in spending my time addressing that as it pertains to, like, diversity and affirmative action in various sectors and fields, okay? But when it comes to the blatant discrimination, and I would consider it to be abhorrent, nefarious, unnecessary, and quite possibly a symptom of the brand of white supremacy that has been propagated in this country. It's really difficult to distinguish, outside looking in, the difference between frustration, irritation, disappointment, and aggression when you're a black male. It's hard for a lot of people to get a read on that. It's a very complicated issue. Was it Ben Shapiro? Who was he talking to? It was recent. But something came up about the number of interactions, right? Whether or not they were statistically indicative of the type of discrimination and the type of oppression that is being used as a justification for the continued protests in various cities, namely the Pacific Northwest, New York, Minneapolis, etc.
The KKK and other white nationalists have infiltrated law enforcement, which this has been by trumped up charges from racist police, because the KKK and not actively committing crimes still are getting football numbers thrown at them by trumped up charges from racist police, because the KKK and other white nationalists have infiltrated law enforcement, which this has been documented and confirmed by at least a 9-page report from the FBI. So you can be black in this world and be treated with extreme force by law enforcement all around the world that has been set up by our colonizers. And you can be treated worse than a satanic baby murdering pedophile. That's what this tells me. So from one aspect, we look at it like, yeah, okay, he ran back to Greece because that's where pedophilia started, etc. But another aspect I don't want people to remember is, if he was black, would he would have ran to Greece? Would he wouldn't have been able to make it to Greece? Nope. If he was black, would he wouldn't have been able to make it out his house to the airport? Nope. So I just want to know, how can a man who the whole world is not only accusing, but providing tangible proof of being a child rapist and murderer, be able to run to another country freely? And black people in this country, we scared to go to the store. So I just want y'all to know, this is how much of progress we have made in regards to equality. We have so much equality in this country that a black man can be murdered for going to the store. Simply going to the store. And a white man can murder and rape not just white children, black children that they're kidnapping from Haiti. And he can walk out of the country and go to another country. So here's the higher perspective on this, right?
Talk to him, Pharoah.
This injustice is going to do two things. It's going to piss black people off, and it's going to make black people who think a certain way that may not be healthy do unhealthy things. And even though it may not be the right thing to do, it's justified. And I'm not promoting it, but I'm just saying. Or Donald Trump can demand the return of Tom Hanks. And if we don't get Tom Hanks back, it's time to take it to ancient Greece. It's time to take it to ancient Greece. I want to see military, I want to see a strong United States military presence in ancient Greece to extract Tom Hanks. That's what I want to see. Don't sit here and tell me Greece got a bigger army than us. No, they don't.
They don't.
We are the United States of America. We've been bullying people for so goddamn long. We ain't got nobody else to bully. So damn it, the elites turned the army on us, and we've been bullying our own damn self. So don't tell me that. I want to see a very strong military presence in ancient Greece if they do not return Tom Hanks. You know why? Because we don't negotiate with terrorists. At least that's what I thought. That's what I heard. A child trafficking satanic pedophile who is colluding with the Democratic Party to sell this country out to communistic China and Israel is indeed a terrorist. Tom Hanks is a terrorist. By the prime minister or the leader of ancient Greece accepting Tom Hanks, knowing that he was being accused of a pedophile, being accused of being a pedophile at the height of these accusations, and at this particular time, his ass needs to go on an investigation. So in order to make this right, there needs to be pressure put on Greece to return Tom Hanks so that he can be brought to justice. And if he is not, we need to run up in there and go get him ourselves. And whoever got a problem with it need to feel the talons of that bald eagle that we call America. And with that being said, that is my higher perspective. And I'm
gonna cut it off right there. But I hope you soaked it in. I hope that was enlightening. I hope it was information. I love you guys. I don't always love myself, but I do love you guys.
Government officials insist that this is an isolated incident.
SXINT. Freaky image, right?
This story unfolds.
It's rather creepy and spooky, right? Ominous. Seems like it fits. What's going on?
let's go.
I feel like the world gone crazy. You wanna know the best way to do things? Ask a lazy motherfucker like myself. I could work all day, 18 hours straight, no pay. It's not about that. Laziness is in the mind. So you gotta have a higher spectacle like the dude. YP, Young Pharaoh, whatchamacallit? He the GOAT, he the hero, he leading the youth to misinformational. Sidestep the BS, raise your vibrations, knowledge yourself, KOS determination. This nation is in some hot water. Don't be that boiled frog in the middle of the big old pot. You all heard about being a big fish in a small pond. Don't rot up on the shore, just like the whale, blood boar. And I got a crystal in my pocket that makes sure that I'm azure, blue, calm, seas, bring, tides lifting all ships. Who's the king? Me, the king and I. Emperor got no clothes on. I can fly because my gold is worth a lot. I am golden. I am platinum. I am priceless, worthless human being. Try to put a price tag on my head like a social security number. You know what I mean? What's the GDP? How you gonna borrow against me? How you gonna use me as collateral for a loan against the Chinese? Cold war, hot war, like sake is your preference. I like mine. Depending on my mood and if I'm feeling like I'm on the verge of a cold, cause I will take Sapporo sake and salad. Makes me feel better. Now I'm finna retract my 8 talons. Ooh, it's my second vlog today. I recorded one earlier when Newsom was live. So I'm gonna post both of these. Oh, and the one from yesterday. Oh, it's a good day. Happy Monday. It's Fresh 2020. It's the Vlogcast daily. I would encourage all of you, get out in the sunshine, get you some vitamin D, get your mind right. Don't get worried about the school year coming. It's all gonna work out. Just be open. Just be open. Be open to solutions. Be resourceful. Lean on your people. Build a community if you don't have one. Make some friends if you don't have one. This may be out of left field, but this is a cliche. This is some advice. And if you've been here listening to me ramble for the last 32 and a half minutes, you deserve it. Okay? If you need advice, ask for money. If you need money, ask for advice. I've never seen it not work. Of course, you gotta be talking to somebody who has either to offer you, and you have to have earned their trust to some degree that they will indulge your request. That's a little pro tip from Freestyle Fresh to you. I love you guys. Remember, give your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul, your family, your community, local, state, and federal, and beyond, the things it needs to fight the disease. Oh, canatonic.co. Use code FRESH2020 and the free shipping code for instant savings on your CBD needs. All right? Peace.